Bueno, continuamos en Filmoteca 40. Es un placer y un honor poder entrevistar a Willem Dafoe. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks. Thanks. Good to be here.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
How do you feel? Good to be presenting your film here in Guadalajara?
Yes, I'm excited because it's kind of a big deal, and a lot of people told me that are coming today, so I'm excited.
Well, let's start for the beginning. When is the first time that you saw a film? The first film?
You know, that's a good question, but I think it would probably be an animation when I was a kid. Probably something like Bambi or something like that. But I don't know. I remember I watched a lot of, when I was a kid, I watched a lot of monster movies like Frankenstein, you know, and like castle films, you know, English horror movies, yeah.
It says that the films that you like is the films that you really, that mark your life, I guess, on your childhood. Do you go to the films like everybody else to just an entertainment, or what happened with the films and you?
You know, I think I want to go for entertainment, but when it really comes down to it and I choose films, there are films that I think will challenge me or make me see in a different way. So every time it's time to watch film, I think, oh, I want to watch something to just be stupid and forget about things. But always I tend to go towards ones that will change me.
What genre do you prefer? Terrors? What?
You know, I tend to like films of directors that have a very specific view. I like things that have some sort of exoticism, either superficially or internally, that, as I say, I'm interested in re-seeing, you know, being inspired by seeing a different way.
How do you think about the films that you saw mark you, obviously, as a director?
I think the movies that left made a strong impression on me first were horror movies and and noir movies when I was little, because I used to, when my mom was out working, I used to in secret watch on TV in the afternoon these cycles that were like cycles of horror, or, you know, like Hush Hush, Sweet Charlotte with Betty Davis, this kind of, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, this kind of, I don't know, horrors, thrillers, I don't know how to call them. And then I discovered American noir movies from the 40s, and that really made the difference. And the first time I thought, I want to make movies, I want to be a director, I thought I want to make that kind of movies, you know. Yeah.
Do you remember the first time that, the time that you decide to become an actor,
I never decided. I just kept on going towards situations, and then after maybe about 10 years ago, I had to look back and I say, I guess I'm an actor. Yes. I've been doing this for a while, yeah.
But what attracted you to this profession? Because
initially, I think, you know, it changes. When I started when I was quite young, acting in amateur things as an extension of social life, I think. It was kind of my identity. Maybe it's because I came from a big family. It was my way of getting my time, you know, getting my attention. And it starts out simply, and then you see things that are really beautiful, and see that I'm really started as a theater actor for many years. So I'd see these beautiful performances, and basically it was, I want to do that. I want to be with these people. I want to make beautiful things like this, and that was my attraction.
It's different right now. How do you see the films, obviously in this time particularly, that when you get started, for example, do you see the films like a form of, or like a way of life for you, or right now is, I don't know, economic way?
It's a good question. It's a difficult question. I think, you know, we're like a little circus family, and I go around on these, I shoot a lot of location movies, and I think I go someplace and sort of leave my regular life behind, and then for a little while accept the rules or the considerations of another life with a family of artists, and that's what film sort of represents to me. It's going to some place to make something, getting to know those people, dealing with that dynamic, dealing with that job, making a story, making something, and then moving to another place and doing it again. And that continual process, for me, is very rich. It's very challenging and exciting, rewarding. It's a good way to live for me.
What is the best part of being an actor?
Oh, God. There's lots of good things. Your job is always changing. Your job is always changing.
And you like the change?
I don't know.
Being in changing?
I think I have to trick myself into it. I don't think it's human nature to like change, and I'm very human in that respect. But yeah, I think one of the difficulties in life generally for us is having a certain kind of inertia settle in, and having a heaviness of life, and feeling stuck by certain kind of ideas or thoughts or ways of living or ways of feeling that are not flexible. And I think being a performer and going to different projects always affords you the possibility to break those routines. Yeah.
For you, the best parts of being a director?
Oh,
Or a writer? Well,
right. I really think the privilege of expressing yourself. I love the part of the process where I feel I'm reaching inside and taking out something, put it on the table, and I can share it with other people.
that could be, I don't know, maybe in the rehearsals?
It's all through the process, really, and of course the climax, I guess, is the moment in which, in this case, talking about movies, when the audience is watching the movie and you see the reaction and you have you make a connection, or maybe not, but that moment I think is very precious, and I also think that to be an artist in any way, in any field, really. I know there are fields that are even more difficult than cinema, right? Gives you that preciousness of sharing something that's really inside yourself with the rest of the world. I think that's for me the climatic moment, and I think that's the most precious moment in my work.
She said something that just reminds me that one of the biggest pleasures for me is you can you can forget yourself, and you can join something bigger than yourself, and that's always very liberating. And particularly in films, I like very much. It's why I like to work in different situations in different countries with different kinds of traditions. You start to learn what the bottom line is, what connects us all. And that's, if you can forget yourself and kind of join that big river, I think that's a good way to live.
Yes. What do you prefer, a very good script or a very good director?
Very good director.
Really?
Oh, always, yeah. A script, you can have a beautiful script, but if it's not realized, it doesn't exist. Yeah. Yeah. And also, I think the language of cinema isn't just about literature and isn't about psychology. It's about something a little more. Yeah.
What do you like most about a director?
When they have a vision that that I feel is full and personal and I admire, and then my favorite thing to do is attach myself to that vision and make it my own. And that's sort of the actor's job, I think, is to serve that the vision of the director.
You'd say that the film editing hurts as a director and as an actor, because you can, I don't know, maybe do a very good scenes and hasn't go to the movies, right?
It's true. I mean, film is a director's medium, editor's medium, but it works the other way too. Sometimes you can be really terrible and they can make it better. So, it's a game, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You got to have a good sense of humor about it.
Thank you, DVD. Do you? It's hard for you to being in editing.
It's my favorite part of the process. Yes, the one I enjoy most. Also, I work always with the same person who's my best friend, Natalie Cristiani. She's been my editor since the very first little video I made. So, of course, we have such a special connection that we have a lot of fun when we work together. But besides that, as he says, I mean, the cinema is really, yes, a director's medium, but in the editing room, it's really where you take all your elements and you put them together so you can give the real shape and the final shape to everything you've done until that point. And that shape can even totally betray your initial vision or intention, or can really accomplish that and you know, and make it concrete. So it feels the most manual, the most physical part of the process, and I love that.
Some director says that the best thing of being in a film is working with a director as a woman editing, a woman because of the rhythm. You know, I don't know. Is it
interesting?
Yes.
You know, I think.
The rhythm.
Right. I don't really believe in such a thing as a male way of seeing. Yeah, in that distinction. The truth is, yes, you can go and watch a movie and understand after 5 minutes that that movie has been directed by a woman or a man. This is true. So the distinction exists, can exist, but it's not always that way. And I think it's really about probably a different way to approach the work, rather than a different result necessarily, you know what I mean? Than a different sensibility in the result. So,
also as a director with you, you've been director as with women and with men. Is the same?
No, no. I think it's exactly what you think. It depends on the project, but I have worked with women a lot, and I have a special place in my heart for women directors.
Thank you very much for your time. Willem, thank you very much. It's an honor, really.
Thank you.
Thank you.